This is the Fail Fast podcast. Stories of entrepreneurs who looked at failure in the eyes and didn't give up. With your host, the online sales master, Quinn Amorum.
Welcome back to the show, my friends. Today we have with us Guillem Macia. He's the founder and the CEO of W2C. It's a real estate investments management firm, and they're based in Barcelona, Spain. They help international investors buy properties in Spain in the real estate market and any kind of real estate investment. It's residential, hotels, everything. So one of the cool things is Guillem is only 30 years old, but he has a law degree and 2 master's degrees, and he's here with us today. Guillem, how's it going?
Hello. Very good. What about you?
Very good. I hope I didn't mispronounce your name. I'm trying my best, but is that right?
You are doing it fantastic. It's exactly what you're saying. It's Guillem, so you're doing it perfectly.
Perfect. Guillem, you in Barcelona right now?
Yeah. I'm in Barcelona. I'm based in Barcelona. Yes.
So that means you are Catalan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Catalan. Yeah. I'm Catalan. Well, it's a long story about Catalonia and about Spain, but yes, I'm Catalan.
You know, I know about Catalonia and that area because Barcelona and Andorra, I don't know, is that how you pronounce it? Andorra,
yeah.
And 20 years ago, I used to go to Andorra, buy motorcycle parts because they didn't have taxes.
Yeah.
Is it still that way?
Yeah, it's still that way. Yeah, Andorra is a small country in the north of Catalonia, and it's not a tax paradise because tax paradises are not existing anymore. But it's a place where you have a lot of tax benefits. If you live there, you pay low taxes, and a lot of people is living there. You have to live there half of the year, and then you can benefit from some taxes. And a lot of people from Catalonia and from Spain and also from France are going there to buy not only motorcycle parts, of course, but also clothes and a lot of stuff because it's cheaper. It's not a lot cheaper. In the past, I think it was more cheaper, but it's definitely cheaper than in Spain.
Yeah, I definitely, I mean, it was a long time ago. I would say almost 20 years ago. So
it's an amazing place, Andorra. It's in the middle of the mountains. It's an amazing place.
So many school buses all the time from every country in Europe. They would go there. It's great. It's a crazy place. So how's the situation there with COVID? Everything bad, or is it getting better?
I think that it's like waves. Okay. 1 month we are better, another month we are worse. Here in Barcelona, for example, until 2 weeks ago, restaurants, bars, gyms were closed. Now they are opened again. They opened last week. It seems that now we are managing the situation. I don't know what is going to happen in the future. Now everybody's concerned about Christmas. What are we going to do for Christmas? If we're going to meet with our family or not? But for example, in the weekends you cannot go out from Barcelona. There is a limitation that during the weekends you have to stay in the place that you are living. But it's not the same in every part of Spain. This is happening in Catalonia. It's one of the most toughest laws and restrictions. Wow. In the rest of Spain, depends on the area. It's mostly the same, but some areas are better than others. It's changing every week. And then 1 week it seems that there are more cases, there are more deaths, and we go back, and then another week it seems that it's better, and we have less restrictions.
So basically,
what about you here in Canada? Because
it's the exact same thing. So, so sometimes there's no restrictions. Other times there's more restrictions. And I mean, everything changes all the time. So I guess it's the same everywhere around the world, just certain provinces or states that have more severe or less severe restrictions.
Yeah, well, now we have the vaccine. So probably I think that this is going to change during 2021, definitely.
Yeah, I still don't know what's going to happen with that, because there's a lot of people fighting that it's going to be mandatory. Some don't want it. And it's a crazy time. What a crazy year.
Yeah. I really don't. Here in Spain, it's happening the same. A lot of people say that they don't want the vaccine. Other people say that it has to be mandatory. The other day, the politicians were talking about if the companies can make mandatory to their employees the vaccine.
Oh.
So it's really controversial, and I don't know what is going to happen. I don't think that this is going to be mandatory, but probably a big percentage of the people will get this vaccine, and probably the virus and this pandemic will remain. I think that must decrease, and we have to continue our lives.
Yeah.
So I think that this could be a good point during 2021.
Yeah, it has to get better sometime. So tell me, Guillem, what's your business about? It's W2C. That means Will to Capital, right?
Yeah, exactly. I set up my company 3 years ago. Okay. And as you said, Will to Capital is a real estate investment management firm. And basically what we do is we manage real estate investments. Okay. We help national but also international real estate investors to invest in the Spanish real estate market. What we do is we manage the investments from the beginning to the end. We find a deal, we make a business plan, we raise the capital, we manage all the property development, and then maybe we flip, we rent. We are focused, the majority of our investments are in residential, in property development. Right now we are building more than 70 apartments in Barcelona's top locations. But we are also investing in assets related to tourism. We own a hotel. We own buildings with touristic apartments, single touristic apartments. But we can invest in any real interesting real estate asset. Okay, since now we did this, but we can invest in anything related to real estate. If there is a place to make money in real estate, we can do it.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I didn't know you guys are also building 70 apartments, and so that's pretty cool. And I know there's a place that's very famous in Barcelona, the Costa Brava, which is like paradise or whatever. So if somebody wants to buy what do you call it, a summer property or something, they can is that basically what it is? I can have my own there, or does it have to be some sort of investment property? I can basically buy anything I want, or anybody listening can pick whatever they want.
Yeah, well, there is a process. It's not it's easy, but it's not as simple as this. You need to have some legal process, but it's really fast and really easy with a lawyer. And then, of course, you can buy whatever you want. I advised a lot of people from Canada and from the US that they bought properties here in Spain, and they are using it or for holidays, or maybe they are renting it and getting a nice yield. It depends, but usually is this. Also in the downtown of Barcelona, a lot of people from the US are amazed by this old architecture of Barcelona.
Yes.
And they buy these small apartments to come once or twice per year.
Yeah, that's definitely an impressive place. All those old architectures and everything. And another thing too, I don't know, a lot of people that may have not been there, you can find almost everybody that would understand and speak a little bit of English if you need. Isn't that right?
Yeah, well, English is the people from Spain speaks a little bit English. Then you can find people that speak better English, but it's not like other places in the earth, that other countries where people speak very well English. Here, as Spanish, as you can use Spanish in a lot of places in the world, I don't know why. The truth is that the people from Spain is not doesn't have a really good level of English.
Okay, yeah, got it. So tell me, how did you get into real estate?
Well, I've been always fascinated by real estate, I think, since I was a child. I mean, creating these new experiences. When you're doing a renovation, you create this new space, and at the end, you're creating something that will remain there. And this is something that since ever I've liked. We're doing buildings now, in the next, I think, let's say a lot of years, I will walk in the streets and see these buildings that we are building. So this is something that makes me very proud of. Okay, and this by one part, and by the other part also I think that by the circumstances. When I was studying law, I think it was in my second year in my law degree, I started working for a company that worked for banks. Okay, I was in the team that was in charge of all the real estate assets and all the real estate deals of these Spanish banks. This was after the 2008 crash, so I learned a lot. I saw a lot of things, of these toxic assets and all this process of evictions and all this stuff. So when I finished my law degree, I knew a lot of law, obviously, but also as I had been working in that company, I had a lot of knowledge in real estate. So I continued there. And I think I worked there for 2 or 3 more years after finishing my law degree. After that, I got an offer from a real estate fund. So after many, many years, I realized that I was some kind of expert, or I had some knowledge in the real estate, and I ended up doing this.
Nice. It must be a very good asset, having that law degree, right? Because you know what you can't and can't do immediately. Isn't that right?
Yeah, absolutely. This law degree helped me a lot. And also at the beginning, when I worked in that companies, I was doing some work as a lawyer too. Not a lot, but I was doing some stuff, and this helped me a lot to understand everything, because I don't know how does it work in Canada, but I think it's the same here in Spain when you study law. What the degree gives to you is a lot of knowledge. You have a general vision of everything. You know how the society works, and for all these deals in the real estate, I think that I avoid asking my lawyers a lot of things, because I know it.
Yeah. So tell me, you mentioned earlier about banks. So if an international investor wants to invest in real estate in Spain, would they go to their own bank to get these loans approved, or would they be dealing with a Spanish bank?
No, I think that definitely they must do it through a Spanish bank. I think that only the French banks work in Spain, and only few of them. But I will always recommend to use a Spanish bank. They do mortgages for a lot of international investors, and depends on the investor, but depends on the investor and on the investment also, but they can bring you 50, 60, even 70% on loan to value.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the things that international buyers need to buy homes in Spain? Because I know you can't just fly over there and pick, I want this, this, and this, right? There has to be some legal requirements. What is it that we need to do?
They need a tax number. It's easy to get. I think it's a process in 3 or 4 weeks. You need this tax number, and with this tax number and a bank account, you can buy. Then, if you want to buy through a company, you have to create a company. That depends on the kind of investment. It's better or worse. It depends on what you want to do. But it's not a very difficult process. You just need a lawyer to do it, and they will take care of everything.
And if it's somebody from inside Europe, do they need all of that, or because they already have another European country's tax information, can they just go ahead and buy?
No, they need exactly the same number. Yeah, they need exactly the same.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So what are the challenges for you as an entrepreneur? What are your biggest challenges?
Yeah, that's a good question. For me, the biggest challenge is uncertainty. I mean, not knowing what is going to happen in the future. I don't really know what is going to happen with my company and with me. I can expect that, but I don't really know what is going to happen. And this puts you permanently out of your comfort zone. And definitely it's not for everyone, because this can generate you a lot of stress. So this probably has been my biggest challenge, even now, but more probably at the beginning. My job is to make deals and to make things happen. And sometimes you need to have a lot of patience, and the things that you expect that are going to happen are not happening. And you need to deal with this stress and with this anxiety a lot. Also, in my case, for example, being young, this has been a challenge too, because real estate is a very traditional field, and I had to build a lot of trust in the market. I mean, in this industry, it's like all dinosaurs working in Barcelona, and it's not easy sometimes when I go to see buildings and when I go to see these huge deals to buy it. Now it's better, but at the beginning it was a little bit challenging to get the trust from all these brokers and from all these investors. And maybe fighting with in general with negativity that is everywhere. Unfortunately, is everywhere. The world is negative, and in order to succeed in anything, and if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to be always positive, and you need to be surrounded by positive people. And sometimes it's not easy to be surrounded by these people, and you need to escape from this negativity.
Okay, and looking at the different types of investments and things that somebody can buy, would it be the same requirements if somebody wants to invest in, for example, in a hotel or a single family home? Are the requirements the same? Just the price is different?
Do you mean if they want to invest through my company, or if they want to invest?
Yes.
Yeah. We only work with professional investors. Okay. The type of investments that we do is for a very specific kind of investors. I don't work with everybody, and that's because I feel more comfortable working with people that really understand what are they doing. Okay, so for me, it's easier to talk with a real estate fund, for example, than for talking just with people that doesn't know anything about real estate, because we talk about a lot of technical issues, and that for me it's more easier to talk with professional investors. So it depends on the investment. If you invest in property development, we are going to get a higher ROI, but you will have higher risk. Then if you want to invest in hotels, there are many types of investment. For example, Sometimes we buy the property, the hotel, we keep it and we get a yield, and that's it. We keep it. It's your hotel. It's going to be forever or not. Sometimes we buy the hotel, we change the operator, we increase the cash flow, and then we flip it. So there are many kinds of investments, and I think it will depend on the risks that the investor wants to take.
Okay. Talking about ROI, what's like the average, not talking about the high point or lows, what's the average that's expected normally?
In property development?
Yes, in development.
Yeah, we're moving, if we get financing from banks, because we work with 2 or 3 Spanish banks. We have strong relationships with them. And we are talking about 20 to 40 annual return, depending on the areas, because it changes a lot. I mean, if it's a AAA location, it will be lower. If it is not, we only invest in wealthy areas always. Mm-hmm. But obviously, inside wealthy areas, there are better wealthy areas than others. So, but the range, I think it's going to be something like between, let's say, 30%.
Okay, so that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's common also in the US, because I traveled to the US to explore some deals with some of my investors in the past. And the numbers that we were exploring were a little bit lower, but close to this. And I'm not local. I mean, I'm capable to generate these deals because I'm from Barcelona. I have all the connections in the market. I know very well how it works, and that's why I'm capable to generate these deals. But probably the people from Canada or from the US that are local are capable also to generate these deals.
And is there any fear that the real estate market the values will go down? Because I know in bigger areas, like Barcelona is a big area, it's probably not going to happen. But during COVID, a lot of things value went down. In certain high populated areas, it actually didn't. What's the case?
Yeah, I think that this is definitely going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's happening right now. Barcelona is a little bit special because Barcelona is limited by the sea, by mountains, and by 2 other cities. So it has a limited extension. It cannot grow. So it depends on the demand, but Barcelona always have a big demand. And it's a special place. But in general terms, I think that the prices are going down and will go down. Probably will be, I don't know if the correct word is crash, but at least correction. For example, in all the real estate assets related to tourism, it means hotels, it means touristic apartments, it means retail that are well located in Barcelona, that have a lot of tourists that are going there buying. These 3 things, they are crashing actually. Yeah. Okay, and I'm saying this because I'm receiving many hotels, if not every day, every 2 or 3 days for sale in Barcelona, and this is really rare because in 3 or 4 years ago it was even impossible to buy a hotel in Barcelona. But now the hotels are closed. We have a hotel and the hotel is closed. So the hotels are closed, and the owners, some owners, some companies, some private owners are struggling, and they are trying to sell these properties. And this is happening right now. And I'm seeing prices now that if 1 year ago someone tell me that I'd see today the prices that I'm seeing in some hotels, I would never believe it. So this small crash in all the touristic assets is happening. I think that the same is going to happen with the offices, because this COVID is changing the world, And now a lot of employees are working from home and are using Zoom like we are doing now. And the companies are understanding that maybe they don't need as much space as they thought. So they will rent less space or they will buy less space. So the offices will struggle too. And I think that this is due to COVID, but this will belong for years. And I think that the same will happen in residential. We even see it now because at the end, everything is about supply and demand. For example, Barcelona has small supply and not a high demand because with this COVID, everything changed, but has a nice demand, but it's going to change. And once it changes, the prices will go down. And I think that we're going to see it during 2021. Again, I'm not sure if it is going to be a big crash, and not all the cities in Spain is going to be the same, but at least we're going to see a correction.
Yeah, I think you're right. So this means it's a buyer's market from now and in the near future too. If the prices are the lowest.
Yeah, in my case, for example, I have both sides of the problem. For one side, I'm finishing a lot of renovations right now, so I have to sell these units, and we are thinking about what we are going to do. Right now, we are not selling anything, so we are advancing in all the renovations. But by March, I'm finishing 2 buildings. And I don't know, maybe we have to rent during a few months or years, and then we will sell it. I don't know. And by the other side, I'm studying all these new deals, and of course, it's a hot market now. You need to know exactly when to buy, but you can find deals that simply were not possible to find 1 year ago.
Impressive. So, what's your favorite thing about your job right now? What do you love the most about it?
Yeah, the most about my job is I think it's not about my job. I think it's being an entrepreneur. It's being my own boss and deciding about my time, taking my decisions, decide what I want to do. And this is something that you can only do if you work for yourself, because in the past, in other companies that I used to work, I had these ideas that I could not execute, and now I can do it. So I think that this is what makes me more happy about my job. I mean, in my case, Monday morning is the best time of the week.
Yeah.
It can sound crazy, but it's the truth. I mean, I feel super excited on Monday morning. With this amazing week in front of me, where I can close a lot of deals, where I can meet a lot of people, where I can do networking, and unfortunately, this is not happening everywhere. I've seen in the past in other companies people that were literally depressed, working 5 days, and Monday morning they just want to be on Friday afternoon, and this is crazy. So I'm very grateful to enjoy what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know the feeling, and I love Mondays, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And because I was in the other side too for many years, I had this 9 to 5, and that feeling, it doesn't just start on Monday. It's Sunday night when you realize
yes.
When you realize, like, oh no, tomorrow I gotta go. That's where all the stress starts, is on the Sunday night. And no, this is a great feeling. Entrepreneurship is for those that are meant to be entrepreneurs, because there's a lot of people that would stress more being an entrepreneur than working for somebody else, right? It's good actually to have that balance, that not everybody is an entrepreneur, or not everybody wants to be, because
no, not everybody wants to be, and not everybody is used to it, because there is this good part, but it's really tough, and people have to know it. it's not easy at all. And to do it, you need to have a clear vision of where you want to go, and a full business plan, at least in your mind, because if not, you're not going to succeed. I mean, before creating my company, I've tried many businesses. All of them failed. So I know what failure is. And this was because I was not prepared to do it. I know it now, but then I didn't know it. And I think that people fail a lot for this reason, because they dream, but they don't have this plan to do it, and they really didn't think how they want to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point. And a lot of people are afraid to fail. And there's a lot of people that are afraid to tell others that they have failed.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I can see, because I failed so many times in so many different things and many different businesses, now what not to do. And that's one of the reasons I love learning about other people's failures, is to see what went wrong and what went right, and what to do if that happens to you. So I think the person that fails the most has the most experience on,
Exactly.
or the highest possibility of being successful, right? Because it only takes one good success to overcome everything else.
Yeah. There are great lessons in failure. The greatest, because you learn what you don't have to do to succeed. So it helps you to succeed by other roads. So in my case, it was exactly like this. I tried it many times, I failed, and then in the last time that I tried it, it's going good now. So definitely you need to try it, and you need to fail a lot of times. I think that everybody fails. It's really strange to find an individual that has succeeded without failing. I think it's not possible at all, for what you are saying.
Well, for anybody that knows who Elon Musk is, you know that the man failed more than
Exactly.
anybody else, right?
Exactly.
And look at him now. It's like
Look at him. Yeah.
I almost felt like at one point everything he did was a failure, and right now most people think that everything he touches turns into gold, because I guess it's that experience that builds up.
Yeah, he learned a lot. He learned a lot during all these failures, and that's why now he's what it is. Well, for this and for a lot of other reasons, of course. But he's a good example for sure.
Do you still remember how it felt when you realized, like, oh wow, this is working. This is actually working. This is going to be the one. Do you still remember when when that hit you?
Yeah. Well, no, because yes and no, because to create my company, to create Will to Capital, I prepared everything in another. I put everything in another level. Mm-hmm. I mean, I built everything before starting. I built all my network, all my investors' network. I mean, I need to have three things to create this kind of company. If you want to create a company like Will to Capital, you need to have knowledge, and knowledge in real estate. So I had to learn a lot how the industry works. Then you need to have a lot of contacts in the local real estate market. It means a lot of families, a lot of brokers, you need to have lawyers, you need to have builders, you need to have all these connections to set up your company. And then you need to have investors to invest through you, because if you don't have money, you can have everything else. But you need the three things. So when I started thinking first time to create this type of company, these three things were very clear for me. So I worked a lot in creating and have a strong, these three strong pillars for the company. So when I started, it was like a train that was moving. And since the first month, I started closing deals. but it was because I did the prior work to set up it.
Yeah, so it's what a lot of people say. It's the overnight success that took 5 years to build, right? So,
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of people just see look, he's so lucky, right? Well, it's not luck.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work.
It's a lot of hard work. Yeah.
Guillem, tell me something. For anybody that's listening, they want to contact you, reach out to you, or know more. Where would they go to find it?
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn. Okay, my name, Guillem Macia. I'm happy to talk to a lot of people through LinkedIn. I use it a lot. I don't use Facebook or Instagram. Well, I use it, but by private. So by LinkedIn, I'm connected there every day, and I'm super happy to talk with a lot of professionals all over the world. And also through my website, if you want to see what are we doing in Barcelona, you can go to www.will2capital.com, and that's it. If you want to contact me, that's the best way.
Perfect. And for everybody listening, if you don't know how to spell Guillem, don't worry. All you have to do is go to the show notes, and I'll have it there. I'll have the links there to his beautiful website
to Fail Fast
and
Podcast.
also to
if you enjoyed the
LinkedIn.
show, please leave a review.
Thank you
and
so
visit
much.
failfastpodcast.com for show notes,
for having
and
me
social
here. Thank you
media,
very much.
or even to tell us your story.